El Paso City Council may have voted to not raise impact fees on developers looking to create new homes in the city's outskirts, but the issue is still causing tension. Impact fees were the topic of ABC 7 Extra Sunday night. A tense debate broke out on set, and tonight we're checking the facts. It's complete coverage only on ABC 7.
If you pay a water bill to El Paso Water Utilities every month, tonight's topic affects you.
The fireworks flew during Extra Sunday after former city rep Susie Bird cited a report she said the El Paso Association of Builders commissioned in 2009. It's about the impact of home building.
The costs don't catch up with the revenues until year 27. So we're
7.
It's the break.
Year 7.
So are you talking about? Are you talking about this?
I understand where
it's the break-even report.
The problem? Bird and Ray Adalto with the EPAB are referencing two separate reports. Bird's report, the local impact of home building in El Paso County, is from the National Association of Home Builders, prepared by the Housing Policy Department in 2009.
This is the report, and I'll provide it to you, and I'll make it available to the public. It's a report.
Public issue.
It says 27 years in this report.
7 years.
A graph in the report shows it would actually take 26 years for the cost of the development to equal its revenue. And the NAHB takes into account the cost to provide education and health services to the new developments, services not provided by the city.
The report that was provided to you, if I could finish my statement,
Absolutely.
I'd be glad to do that.
Make the correct statement.
I'm using your report.
You're not using my report. My report says 7 years.
So what about this report that Ray Adalto continually referred to in his argument? I called him and asked him for a copy of the report so I could see where he got his data, but he said he doesn't have a copy of it. Tracking down the report was difficult. After 2 days of working with city staff, Matthew McElroy, the director of city development, told me it was likely boxed up during the move ahead of City Hall's demolition last year. So McElroy's asking for it to be pulled from archives. As for what was in that report,
he's referring to a study that was done by the city, assigned by the city manager as a special project several years ago to look at annexations. And whether or not annexations covered their capital costs.
McElroy said that study is outdated and doesn't pertain to the impact fees debate since it's talking about annexations.
The most recent and comprehensive of those is the one done by the Builders Association.
Which says?
The Builders Association report, if you look at the chart, it says 26 years.
So what about the 7 years? Where did he get that?
I'm not sure.
And Matthew McElroy added Texas state law only allows for local governments to use impact fees to recoup the cost of water and wastewater infrastructure for new developments, not all the costs included in that NAHB study. An update to the story we brought you last night on the debate about impact fees and the time it takes the city to recoup the cost of growth. I obtained a copy of that city report often cited by the El Paso Association of Builders. Its executive vice president Ray Adalto repeatedly said during ABC 7 Extra on Sunday, the report shows investment in new developments pays for itself in 7 years. The problem is he can't provide us with a copy of the report. It's a story you'll see only on ABC 7.
The costs don't catch up with the revenues until year 27 So we're
7.
No,
That's right.
it's just the
It's
break.
year 7.
So are you talking about? Are you talking about this?
I understand where
It's the break-even report.
year 7 is where it does
Well,
go. And their own report said that with John Neal, who
No,
was a city employee.
ABC 7 obtained a copy of the report Adalto's referring to. It is a report compiled by the city covering annexations in 2005.
You're not using my report. My report says 7 years.
Not only did Adalto admit to ABC 7 he doesn't have a copy of the report, reading through the 9-page document, nowhere does it say new growth recoups its cost in 7 years.
To me, when you can't support your policy direction with real facts and you have to make things up, obviously that's probably not the best policy direction for our community.
Former city rep Susie Bird told ABC 7 she doesn't know why Adalto would not refer to the report she presented on Extra, done by the National Association of Home Builders, commissioned by the EPAB, which shows the break-even point at 26 years. Bird says she hopes the city revisits the issue of imposing higher fees on developers who create neighborhoods on the city's fringes.
They've been misled, they've been provided poor information about what the real costs of growth are in our community, and I think they have an obligation both to the taxpayer and the ratepayer to revisit the discussion.
ABC 7 called and emailed Adalto but didn't get a response. But we did spot him at Friday night's UTEP women's basketball game and asked him for a comment. He declined, saying, quote, "It's over with. I'd rather not talk about it. This wasn't supposed to be a debate anyway." I also spoke with City Rep Dr. Michael No, who was also a part of the panel on Extra. He told me he wants to sit down with Adalto to find out where he was getting his data and plans to spend the next year finding out why the city isn't recouping its investment in new developments a lot quicker. He said, quote, "If it takes that long, we're doing it wrong."